Hello and welcome to a Season 65 B League play-in match. This is between Personman and countmosula. I'm not quite sure about that pronunciation, but that's what I'll go with. So yeah, we had actually 3 slots open in B this season due to people taking breaks. And one of them may be filled by yours truly, and the other one I think is El Taco, and then we've got this play-in match to determine the 3rd slot. So on this board we got Page, both players opening that unsurprisingly, and then we got the Baker token, so they can both open with a 5 if they want to, and Pious Seer does look pretty appealing for that. Although, I mean, it is a little bit... There's a little bit of anti-synergy with trashing Estate. You're still going to do it, but it's a little bit unfortunate. And we've also got, Infirmary. So countmosula gets an Infirmary to trash 1 card. Not the most impressive, but you do risk, if you get a bigger Infirmary without having drawn your page, you do risk drawing it dead, which is certainly something to be avoided. There's also cemetery trashing, so a lot of trashing going on here. There's certainly good draw. There's Seer, Hunting Grounds, Hireling, and once you have Champion in play, of course, you don't need plus actions to make that work, which is good because Merchant Camp as plus actions is pretty eh. I mean, Seer doesn't need it anyway, but, you know, Hunting and Hireling basically doesn't, but Hunting Grounds would. What I am seeing, though, is not the strongest of payload. Maybe you end up wanting to play with a hero permanently in your deck, because other than that, there's just not a whole lot of that. And there's although there is also no plus buy, so even that is only going to do so much. They've both gotten a second page, so they may both be looking at picking up a hero, or that may just be like a warrior defense thing. Slash, it's a card that Seer can draw, so why not? Yeah, I guess, I mean, in theory, Treasure Hunter actually may be better, because that gets, the silvers get drawn by Seer. Maybe. Sticking with a Treasure Hunter early seems a little dubious, but I guess it depends. It might just come down to at what point you hit 6 and whether or not you're going to add Hunting Grounds or not. Or whether you're just going to play with Seers. If you are just going to play with Seers, you don't even necessarily need to go for Champion. You're never going to gain like a ton of silvers off of the Treasure Hunter unless both players are playing Treasure Hunters like every turn and slowly ramping that up, because, you know, again, the lack of plus buy. I guess the only other situation which that would come up is somebody trashes a Hunting Grounds for Estates, but that isn't going to happen for a long time if it happens at all. I feel like countmosula was meant to leave that Seer. Oh no, I guess they wanted to play the Infirmary. I was going to say they meant to leave the Seer on top of the deck there, but yeah, they've got the Infirmary coming up. Oh, okay, so Personman actually played 2 Treasure Hunters here, which is why countmosula got so many silvers off of this one. I mean, 3 silvers in the deck, honestly, like, that might be enough here. Like, you might be pretty set on payload. I mean, things will get slowed down once you start greening, and you have to draw through the provinces. So if your draw is only seers, there's potentially a risk there, but it may not even be that bad. So we have 3 warriors. I was gonna say gained, but that's not technically accurate. But the point is, Personman did exchange both treasure hunters for warriors, so probably planning to go with hero as opposed to treasure hunter. But yeah, honestly, I don't know about that. I feel like it might actually just be more efficient to do the treasure hunter thing with Seer. Treasure hunter itself also gets drawn by Seer, which hero does not. So Count Mosula draws deck here. Let's see. It looks like they're planning to buy a cemetery. They're going to trash the... No, of course they're not going to trash the infirmary. No, I'm going to get a ghost. Okay. So they just trashed down to 7 coins in their deck, but they can exchange page for treasure hunter here. Not to mention warrior for hero. So they'll have enough money to province again this coming turn. Which I think might be the play. Like, you just can't build that big. Cemetery also can be drawn by Seer, incidentally. So it's not a bad card to have. Well, it's not a terrible card to have sticking around in your deck. You just imagine if this hero is a treasure hunter. Well, I guess it probably wouldn't be the warrior. That'd still be a treasure hunter. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, do you even need champion? Incidentally, Personman has not gotten an infirmary. There's a lot of cards in the trash. And, you know, they did get up a big cemetery trash. So I don't think they're, like, super behind on trashing or anything. But maybe a little bit. I mean, Count Mosula was down to 1 copper. I think. Yeah, 1 copper. Okay, so actually, yeah, Count Mosula's trashed 5 coppers. And Personman's trashed 3. Well, that's not a big difference, actually. It's a bit of a difference. What are we thinking about here? I think we buy another Seer. And... Oh, Baker? Okay. Right, storing up coffers does have some value, for sure. And Personman probably didn't want to trash the cemetery with Pious, so probably wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that. And obviously this turn, they're going to have the double played Seer, so they're going to, like, easily draw. Two silvers. Become mostly... Oh, right. They just happen to have a page before. Was that... They got that second page, like, pretty early. Yeah, all the way back here. And then they just not play it? Or not exchange it? They didn't exchange it here. That's interesting. They do exchange it now. And get a province, and I think we can assume that Personman will do the same thing. Does get to store a coffer, but only has the 8 coins of payload right now. Can go warrior into hero, but next turn isn't going to have the ghosted seer coming in, so things are a little, although Personman also didn't play 2 seers, but still, I think next turn things might be a little shaky for Personman's deck. Like, there's almost, the seers draw almost nothing in Personman's deck, actually. If they exchange the warrior, it's just the 1 silver plus the cemetery. So, it's not great. It does make me wonder whether Personman is meant to keep the warrior for this turn, at least. Yeah, okay. And that they think so. Well, this looks like play that infirmary to trash the copper. Is that better than having the seer top decked? Not actually sure. Oof. Okay, warrior is here to save Personman's turn. The ghost, however, might have nothing to do. I don't know if Personman actually put the gold on top of the province. I can't really tell, but I was gonna say it might actually make more sense. Oh, there wasn't even another action down there. Oh, rip. Well, okay. If there was another action down there, I was gonna say it might make sense to play Seer first and then Warrior so that you could like look at the other cards and then make sure that you had like your action on the bottom, but without an action there, it doesn't really do anything. All right. Count Mosula's turn went by pretty quickly here, but they did get a province. Meanwhile, Personman does not, which is not terribly surprising at this point. So yeah, definitely being like second player obviously isn't doing Personman any favors either, but I think they like, even though you can't build that big on this board, I think they did underbuild a little bit here. Just not converting enough of their payload into, you know, what would work with the Seers. And they have to like draw, well, they don't have to draw all these coppers to hit province because they stored up some coffers, but they still have to draw several treasure cards that Seers don't draw, so it's a pretty rough spot. So now, yeah, the question is, should they take a duchy? The other thing they could consider doing... Oh, they don't even have the infirmary in their deck, though. I was going to say they could consider taking a hunting grounds that they could later turn into a duchy. But yeah, without the hunting grounds, I mean, you could trash it with a cemetery too, but you got to use your buy on that, which isn't great. Like, you don't really expect to have the opportunity to do that. So maybe you just got to take the duchy, but I don't know. It's just all like kind of losing ground. I think you're gonna have to bank on your opponent to dud regardless. That much is clear. But what is? I mean, I guess at this point, Personman really needs to bank on Count Mosula to dud twice, because like even if they take duchy and Count Mosula takes duchy, at best Personman's looking at a tie off of that. But like Personman's deck is worse. Yeah, it's just a rough situation all around for sure. And that's a pretty nice draw here. Unfortunately, nothing to ghost. I assume ghost doesn't stay out if it doesn't see anything, but I've never actually really thought about that before. Anyway, this is a very clear province buy. Yeah, Count Mosula did a really good job of converting this entire deck into something that can be drawn by a seer. Like, aside from the provinces, every card, and the seers themselves, every card can be drawn by seer. So it's just a much better situation. Trash Cemetery. Trash Cemetery does have some merit to it, yeah, because you're already going to be up. And even though the Seers can draw the Cemetery, it is a stop card. So you're gonna right now you're up 3. You'd be up only 1, but then you go up by a province worth, and you, yeah. I agree with it. I mean, the other thing you could do is trash the ghost. Honestly, I mean, granted, the ghost, if you do dud, the ghost is going to do more to help you, assuming you see it. But if you don't, then not so much. It looks like they've chosen to trash neither. I think. Whoa! Why? That's. I mean, okay, so I think Count Mosula is still favored, but I think, like, if Personman somehow hits province over the next 2 turns, then like Count Mosula just loses. Like, I don't understand why take that risk. There's like, I don't understand. And Personman can hit province this turn anyway. Oh, they ghosted the Baker? Interesting. Yeah, this, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe they bought Seer there. That is wild to me. Because now even if like, if Personman buys province here, Count Mosula can't buy province because they're first player. This just seems like such a throw. I mean, they can buy duchy, and Personman is reasonably likely to dud. But oh my gosh, I am flabbergasted. Okay, well, they've got enough for their duchy, and they can ghost warrior. Okay, not seer, but. Okay, it may indeed be the case that Personman is about to dud here, and that Count Mosula will pull this out anyway, but oh man, it's so risky. if Personman had been able to find that gold, like, you know, even just buying a duchy would have done it. So estate doesn't really do anything by itself. But I don't know what else you're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, to be clear, Personman had to get lucky to be able to like province 3 consecutive turns for sure, or even just to like not have a turn like this, and they didn't. And so like this is likely to work out for Count Mosula. Maybe it's not even possible for them to whiff with the ghosted warrior in play, but I just like the risk that they took on here was just crazy. Like like I said, if that gold was higher up, at the very least, Personman could have delayed with a duchy, and like maybe then they get to ghost into, you know, something that wins them the game. I don't know. It just seems like such an unnecessary risk to me. But in the end, it didn't matter, and Count Mosula takes the first game. And we are on to the second one. This is, as a play-in match, this is first to 3.5. I think I failed to mention that front. So we got lots of trashing again. Lookout, Forager, Steward. We got Black Market as well. So sand stuff in the Black Market, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of draw here. What you can do is go like do Vault Trail stuff, which is fun. Maybe a little hard to line up. But I'm assuming the Black Market will, you know, put in some work there to address those issues. Oh, interesting. Trail open. I would not have expected that. I'm not sure I understand it. I guess we're gonna get Bath's points thanks to Steward. Just a man trying to decide whether trash 2 coppers is the way to go. I think it is. You can trigger a shuffle next turn with the trail that has the Steward in it, and then pick up another terminal, knowing that, you know, your odds of colliding those terminals are pretty low. Although, actually, I guess... Yeah, it should be pretty low. Oh, but they don't even trigger the shuffle. Huh. That's surprising. Meanwhile, Count Mosula opened with double trashers. Has picked up a Black Market as well. Do you take Destrier for 6 here? I mean, it is draw. What are you going to do that's better than that? Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I think I agree with that. Grotto is a nice card, but I don't really think there's much value in picking up it at this point. Mining Village, sure. Did they only have the 4? I guess they did. Falconer would be good. Falconer can just gain trails. But I guess they couldn't afford it. I think they had an estate in hand. Yeah. You trash Trail Estate here? Or do you just play the trail? I think I like trashing Trail Estate. All right, so Personman hits 3, picks up another black market. That's how. Are we planning to play 2 black markets right now? I'm a bit confused. I feel like they need like a snowy village. And then you pick up this. Oh, Ox. I forgot that was here, to be honest. Okay, that makes sense. Throne Room. That's a nice pickup. Market Square's fine. I don't know that. I think I would rather just have a snowy village. Leprechaun. Wow. Okay. Seems. I don't think that's getting. Well, I guess with Black Market, maybe you can get that activated, but the action situation is going to be. Like, the action plus draw situation is going to be really rough. Yeah, like, you're certainly not doing it now. I mean, maybe they just want the gold anyway? I doubt it, though. Oh, wait, they did! Oh, right, yeah, they get the black market. Okay. No, this is really good. That's, wow. I didn't even count the coppers. I just assumed. Shows what I know. Dang, that's really nice. I'm a little surprised by Ironworks over Wild Hunt, because, the draw is so limited here. I mean, there's definitely value in having the Ironworks, but you can gain trails, which is really nice. But I think I would have liked to have the Wild Hunt. This is unfortunate. I didn't even see that war chest get picked up. It was last turn. Yeah, that Count Mosula can't afford the hunting grounds. Rogue Galley's a good pickup, though. So is Fortress. Our Personman, I think I would name Trail here. Okay, and they did. So would I rather have Galley or Fortress? They go with Fortress. Yeah, I don't know. It's a close call. Galley's a little bit more draw-like. Fortress gives more actions. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, it's a tough call. What do you wish for here? Steward over Vault. Yeah, that is confusing. That is confusing. I mean, you're not going to use the trash mode of Steward. The coin mode, I mean, I guess there might be a situation where you value that more, but I don't know. Yeah, I agree. You should be taking Vault. I mean, Count Mosula doesn't have any trails right now, which definitely makes the Vault less advantageous relative to Steward, but presumably you're going to get them at some point. I think I would just take another trail here as Personman. Oh. I'm not even going to play the Wish. Okay. Well, I would take Nobles. Let's draw. I don't really understand hanging on to the Wish. You want the trails. They're just good. Name trail again. Although gaining a trail here is certainly less impactful, but I still think just having them in your deck is something you want in any case. Well, they do name Vault. Well, I would take a trail. And then buy... Oh, they can't even afford Journeyman. Ugh. I don't know. But maybe just buy 2 trails then. I mean, granted, they don't really have the stuff to combine with it that well. Snowy Village Flagship. What did Trail do to Count Mosula? So do you Ironworks... Throne Ironworks for 2 trails, or do you Throne Steward for cards actions? I think I would... When I put it that way, it's like it's got to be Throne Ironworks, right? Because you get the same benefit, like in terms of your current turn, but you also get 2 trails. Actually... Oh, what? Okay. I guess... Is that the most draw that you can get? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Alright, so they're on 4 cards. Destrier is 5. You just go Destrier Trail, Leprechaun. You do Trail for actions to enable you to play both of the black markets. Yeah. Personman definitely seems way ahead. Spices is fine. Yeah. I think nobody has a vault. I think Personman, I just want either a vault or a trail. Probably the vault at this point, since they've got the Ironworks. I don't think any of this stuff is worth more. Okay. Well, again, I expect we'll see either vault or trail. Trail. Okay. Maybe Count Mosula will take a vault now. No, they take Steward again. I don't understand. I don't understand. What did Vault do? Poor Vault. Oh. What? Why? Why not just play the Duster? I'm so confused. Okay, well, I mean, you did draw the Throne Room. That's good, but I... Wish as Ox is... I don't understand. So they're not going to be able to play all of these terminals. Didn't see the Snowy Village. But yeah, obviously you activate the Leprechaun. I think I would just trash here. Yeah. Can we get a vault? Yes. All right. Let's go. Pretty sure Count Mosula has overdraw this turn. That was a vault. They could get some coins out of it. I mean, maybe they don't want to because they're going to want to draw the stuff they're going to gain with Leprechaun, but and or Black Market. Although, well, I think you play Snowy first, and then yeah, you hope to draw the gold. Now you play the Black Market. Sculptor. That's another card that can gain trails. Maybe the big brain play for Personman here is to name neither trail nor vault on the assumption that Count Mosula isn't going to take either one of them. Black Market. Oh, they did. Amazing. I mean, to be fair, like that is like if Count Mosula wants to do gain and play right now with this gain, then that would be the card that they would want to pick up. But I mean, I think they take lackeys and then wish for Black Market. Person has them all figured out. I just want to put like the thing for me is I want to put the trails and vaults into my deck so that I have them. Like, yeah, maybe it's like you're doing slightly less this turn that way, but then in future turns you're going to be able to do a lot more. So this could just be trash or gold. What? You got Leprechaun in your deck. Why would you buy gold? And another Steward. Oh my gosh. This is so confusing. Okay, we got a wish for a vault. That was what I was hoping for. Discard the trails, obvious. I guess Person Man's considering whether to discard anything else. I don't think I would. I don't think there's not. Oh wait. Oh, I missed. It was draws Ironworks and trail discards to trails. Okay, okay. I thought for a second I thought they discarded the Ironworks, and I was like, I don't think that makes any sense. Ooh. Could wish for trail and then vault. Do it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I mean, wishing for 2 vaults would also be pretty reasonable. Oh, but now, since you drew another one. I mean, admittedly, wishing for a trail and then discarding it with vault is not like as good as if you already have it, because you're not gaining the value from the action. But no, because you can get a coin if you no coin, rip coin. That's what I was about to say. Is like you still get the coin uh from the vault by discarding it, the trail with it. So you still want to um discard it, like not react with the trail when you gain it, and then discard it with vault so that you get the coin, because it's otherwise identical. Pretty uninspiring set of black market reveals there. And now, unless Personman is going to start greening, not having that one coin, since they didn't buy anything from the black market, isn't going to really matter. But of course, they could have bought something from the black market, and then it would have mattered more. Although I don't think greening would be unreasonable at this point, taking one province. Um, and then like trail vault. Or just double trail. You could also consider a second leprechaun, I guess, because like the odds that you find the leprechaun in time with the deck having this much stuff in it, it's not that high. You could also just go double province. But no, trail vault, let's go. All right. Now they can kick off with throne vault, discarding a trail. Trail is Ox. Oh, that's so sad. No leprechaun activation. These are all solid cards. Blockade earlier in the game on trail would have been really nice. It's a little late now for it to have a big impact. Margrave? I'd have gone ahead and wished for trail before playing that vault. But this works out pretty well. They did draw another trail. They could wish for another vault. They did buy the stowaway. Was that last turn? Yeah, I missed that. All right, how many actions do you claim with Ox before you play Snowy Village? I think I'd play at least one black market that way, is what I was gonna say. Because you don't really care that much about black market gains at this point. Might even do the other one as well. I don't know. It depends on. I haven't really tracked Personman's deck well enough to know how much treasure is down here versus actions. Oh, we got Vault Trail again. Ooh, Vault and 2 trails even, which I guess is fine. The only other card in the discard is the Province, so yeah, that works fine. Not a problem. You almost get the weird thing where you like if the shuffle was one card deeper, where you would not be able to react both of the trails, which is weird and annoying, but fortunately did not happen. You take Old Witch. Yeah. Capital City would also be nice. But giving out curses at this point when they're like so unlikely to have them in hand to be able to trash in reaction does seem pretty strong. I don't think Personman needs to take more than one province here. Like, I don't think there's any urgency to it. Could just go ahead and empty the trails. Like, the more trails you have, the better. That also works. You keep the leprechaun here. Probably not. I think you just keep Steward, Destry, or Snowy Village. Oh. Okay. Huh. I mean, it is true that you don't want to play Snowy Village super early in your turn, but like if you don't end up having a great turn because you got Margrave, then like it doesn't matter as much. So I would have kept it, but oh hey, we have an activated Leprechaun for Count Mosula. A little late, but oh wow, I feel like that War Chest hasn't been played in forever. Kind of forgot about it. You just named Trail here, right? Yeah. Well, they tiara'd the war chest? Oh, hey! Count Mosula gained a vault. Would you have wanted a second vault? With Count Mosula's deck, possibly not. Personman does have most of the trails. But I mean, I don't think it's like if I'm Personman, man, I'm not putting a lot of thought into that decision. You're so far ahead. That grotto is free, assuming Personman's going to buy a province. So I'd take it. I guess I didn't directly answer the question of would you have wanted a second vault. Well, I kind of did. I just said Count Mosula doesn't have that many uh, trails, so yeah, quite possibly not. Although, right now, Vault looks like the card for them to take. Though, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to play all of these. Wait, did they just get... Oh, they played Snowy as Ox. Okay, never mind. I was like, what? Snowy, what happened? This actually turned out to be a pretty good turn for Count Mosula. Too little too late, but... I also didn't find the Margrave. That that farmland could have been clutch if they'd had a little bit more payload to work with. Double Duchy. Do you buy a state? They don't. You have to assume... Well... Yeah, I mean it's with the old witch and the curse, like, you know, trashing and everything. It's pretty hard to say. whether that estate could end up mattering or not. I mean, this is assuming that Personman doesn't just win the game here, which is pretty likely, but... 3 trails. Oh, they do have the problem, though. But they can go double ox. Oh, they have another vault. Never mind, it's fine. Yeah, Personman knows. I'm not surprised. Doesn't seem like the sort of thing that they'd be unaware of. But here we can just discard all kind of crap. I guess the issue right now is that Personman hasn't found any plus buy. They don't have a forager, so they need to find Snowy Village, unless they got some other plus buy card from the black market, which I don't remember happening. Oh, they did get spices. That's right. That's right. Okay. They didn't find it. Well, just gotta find cavalry in the black market. Nope. Alright, I guess the deck turned over. Had it already turned over? I don't know. I think it just now turned over. Well, we'll say that those 2 untrashed coppers are the source of the problem here. The sad thing for Personman is like you get all this extra money, but none of these cards are worth buying. Yeah, not finding the plus buy is rough, but it's not like Count Mosula really has a path to win if Personman buys a province. Like, 1 province gets them to within 10, and then they need 3 duchies and an estate on top of that, or like 3 duchies and a curse trash or something. They don't realistically have the payload to pull that off. Do you react the trail now? As Personman. I don't. Yeah, I can see the argument for that. I'm not sure. Do you chuck the war chest as Count Mosula? I guess not, because even if it just gains an estate, that still has some potential value. You just play the Snowy here. I really don't know enough about the composition of the rest of their deck. I haven't seen their Forager yet. Okay, they do discard Curse. Well... yeah, I mean... unsurprisingly, they don't get there. They were actually not as far away as I would have thought. I didn't see how many coins they had left at the end there, but it wasn't... yeah, I think it wasn't 0. I just now realized, I'm pretty sure Personman's username in Discord is with a lowercase p. Alright. We are tied up, which means we will go At least as far as the 5th game. And we've got Magpie and Exorcist, so can't open with both of the things you want to open with, I guess. Maybe that's the goal. But yeah, Bonfire Magpie, Bonfire Exorcist. All right, we see both opens. Surely Personman picks up an Exorcist here. I mean, Exorcist does have anti-synergy with the Magpies, but I mean, you're gonna want the Exorcist. I mean, I guess you could just go for Displace. Just take another Magpie. Try to hit 5 off of that. Although they only have 5 coppers in their deck. That's a little dubious. Devil's Workshop. Huh, okay. So they take Exorcist now, or do they take another Magpie? I don't think it... Bonfire seems not right. Oh, Scavenger. Okay, interesting. Still haven't had anybody hit 5 yet. Oh, except for Personman right now. Okay. Displace, yep. Mostly going for Trickster. Well, they don't have any estates in their decks, so that does make some sense. Personman needs a Bazaar. So I'm guessing they're going to pick one up here. Yep. Is Count Mosula just Bonfire here? No, they get another silver. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had enough payload in their deck for Bonfire to make sense. Would think you top deck the Bazaar here. Oh, they go with a Magpie. Native Village Exorcist over gold. Okay. Imp time for Count Mosula, possibly. They need a Bazaar before they can get another terminal. Oh, they're just going to trash copper. Okay. I mean, with no plus buy, I don't know. I think I like the Imp better. Like, you don't need more than the 5 coins, and the Bazaar will give you another coin that you can use to trash a copper the next turn, so... I like putting the Imp into the deck. I mean, I guess Silver's a better displace target, to be fair. Maybe that's the rationale. It's not like you don't still have a silver in your deck. Well, I would think this would be displace. Wait, Count Mosula is the one that opened Exorcist, but won the Magpie split? Ow. I feel like that might be a little tilting if you're Personman. It's just a pretty unfortunate draw. Like if I were Personman, what I would want to do is displace like silver to Bazaar and then buy a silver to get the silver back, but not an option. Maybe just play Trickster. Yeah. Okay, so now you can displace and gain in play. But what do you gain? I mean, it could just be another Bazaar. You still hit 5 that way, and you can trash the curse. So you don't need to worry about trashing a treasure. Scepter. Scepter would let you play Displace again. Oh. Exiling a Magpie. Why? Why? What? Like, because you could still get a what? Okay. I'm confused. I'm not sure why we want library at all. For starters. I mean, I could see wanting it eventually, I guess, but right now you don't need it. And you can use Displace to generate gains that you can use with Exorcist to generate imps. Or you could get a Devil's Workshop, I guess. But either way, like, you can get your draw from imps for a while. And library isn't really going to do any better than that. Confusing. I don't know. I want to keep all my magpies around, like, so that I can, like, I mean, I guess you can get a decent amount of payload off of Bazaar to eventually be able to like buy province or whatever. Although, of course, you can do all your greening with Displace potentially, but then that's going to involve gold. So the point is, the magpies can draw the treasures. I want to have the magpies in the deck. Like, yeah, we just didn't need this library. I would have much rather tried to get like another Displace going. I think Scepter as a way of doing it was a good call because he could have done it that turn. Yeah, and here again, if we gun Scepter rather than, well, I guess it doesn't matter. You can't play all of, like, you can't play the Scepter in time for the library to do anything. So the library just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this library. I don't know about it. But it probably doesn't matter because Count Mosula is way ahead. Man, these poor magpies. All right. I mean, I guess if at some point, if you decide to go like really heavy on displace, then the libraries do reduce your hand size, and or sorry, the displaces reduce your hand size, and the libraries become good draw. It's just it wasn't at that point that that was going to be it's relevant. Anyway, on to game 4. So far, first player advantage has held strong. Devil's Workshop opening over Ironmonger or Rope. I don't think I like that. I want to get to Old Witch. Devil's Workshop isn't going to help me with that. I mean, if you open like Mill Silver or Ironmonger Silver and Coastal Haven, like, you are very likely to hit 5. Maybe guaranteed. I'm not going to bother to do the math, but Ironmonger Mill is also good. Yes, yes. I mean, I think we can assume that we'll see some of that kind of stuff going on. And then Personman just hits 5 anyway with Devil's Workshop Silver. Oh, the injustice of it all. I would be annoyed if I were Count Mosula about Personman hitting 5 here. Like, you didn't deserve that. And they do it again. Gross. Like, top deck the witch. I mean, because they top deck the old witch, but you definitely want multiple ropes. I just don't think you open rope here. I think you open. I think Ironmonger Silver should be very likely that you hit 5. And then you pick up, like, Witch Rope. Although, I mean, honestly, I would take double Old Witch if I had the opportunity. Probably. Personman already has 2 Old Witches, so Seaway's Ironmonger, that makes a lot of sense. Because you're going to need that. You're going to want the plus actions. You don't really want to add a 3rd Old Witch, and you don't want to add any of the other 5s, so. How many cards are in Personman's discard here? Like, I get not wanting to trigger the shuffle if there's a bunch. There's 2 coppers, a silver, an Ironmonger, and 2 estates. No, wait. 1 estate. I guess? Hold on. I'm confused. 2 coppers, silver, 2 estates. No, that was the... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong turn. No, I'm not. No. 2 coppers, silver, 2 estates, Ironmonger. Yeah, okay, right. So, yeah, triggering that shuffle would indeed have been a bad idea. That is fair. some reason you would keep that? Okay. Just go double Ironmonger here. I guess you might want to take a mill. Well, 2 imps, it probably don't care that much about adding the extra unique. They did just get the Coin of the Realm on their mat, so... Oh, double mill. Interesting. I wouldn't have done that. I would definitely have taken an Ironmonger. Like, mostly I think Ironmonger is just better than Mill, and Mill is like a card that makes Ironmonger better as opposed to being all that good unto itself. It is nice to get the coins from it here, but you'd need 2 mills to do that. Alright, well, in any case, yeah, Personman kind of ran away with that. As I've already said, I feel like that was pretty lucky. Like, they were like hitting 5 off of Devil's Workshop Silver. Is like, if they hadn't done that, that game could have gone very differently. Very differently. All right, so we've got Governor with Torturer, which is that is not your standard Governor with discard attack. That is like a very intricate thing. We got Scrounge. Oh, there's Guardian. Oh, huh. Okay. Well, that. Yeah. Wow. The thinning here is very limited. I mean, you can do it with Scrounge, but it's incredibly slow. With Shelters, I think we can safely assume nobody's going to be playing Rebuild. You're still going to want to do Governor stuff. There's Bandit for gold gaining, so you can... And there is a village. So you can, you know, play your villages, play your draw, and then do your Governor remodel stuff. But I do wonder, like, given that Guardian's on the board, are you supposed to take Torture, or are you supposed to take Catacombs? Because, like, even though the Torture attack will probably get through some of the time, will it get through enough to really be impactful? I don't know. I mean, there's no thinning to speak of, so maybe. Personman goes with the Catacombs. I guess they both had 5/2s. Oh, no, wait. Guardian open. That's why. Okay. Well, Count Mosula literally doubling down on the Torturers. I don't think there's any reason for Personman to put this in hand rather than discard it. Oh, I mean, unless you wanted the Necropolis on top of your deck, I wouldn't think you would, particularly. So this Personman get another Catacombs. Or go for something else. Countmosula does not have the second Guardian, but they will likely have opportunity enough to get one if Personman goes for Torturer, so... I think I would just take the other Catacombs. The nice thing about Catacombs is that it makes it very likely that you find the Guardians every turn without needing to thin. Maybe very likely is too strong, but it makes it more likely. Like, it seems a little early for Governor. And I mean, I guess you could, like I said, you could go with the Torturer, but if you've already decided you're going to get Catacombs to start with, I'm not sure why you would change your mind now. They do go with the Governor, though. Well, Personman is going to get double attack. Oh, no. Countmosula doesn't have a village. Play with the Torturers. Which Personman does actually know. So discarding 2 cards is probably not the end of the world. So they probably don't need to bother with taking another Guardian here. So... And now they get the Torturer. Huh. Okay. Confusing. Wait, you scrounged the Necropolis? And I get you didn't want to trigger the shuffle, but the Necropolis is still, like, kind of useful. It's confusing. Governor for draw? Nope. Gold. Alright. And a mountain village, that does make some sense at this point. Personman did find the Guardian, which is good because the double torture is coming in. Well, maybe now it's not. Maybe they'll take Governor instead. Although, unless they're going to draw with the Governor, I mean, if they're going to trigger the shuffle at all, I suppose they could choose not to. But double torture does draw a lot of cards, right? Like, I think, yeah, I would just do it. Yeah. I would want, I mean, you probably shouldn't, but I would want so badly to trash with the Governor. I mean, I guess silver into a 5 is... It could be worth it. That's what they're gonna do. Pick another governor, another mountain village. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't go for the third torturer. Oh. Okay, well if they weren't gonna take a mountain village, that makes more sense. I think I would have preferred that line though. It is painful having to decide what to do with these governors. I would think you would just draw here. Like, you don't really want another gold. I don't even know that you wanted the first one. And you do want to find a guardian. Very awkward kingdom. And one of the reasons I think you didn't want the first gold is because of the ability of the opponent to use the silver to turn that into a 5, which is more valuable than anything you can do with the gold for a long time. Oh, but they do it again. I mean, you will want the golds eventually, but I don't know. It's a pretty unfortunate draw. I think you just stop here, right? Like, you've got all your mountain villages down there. There's no real reason to draw. You're not going to attack anyway. Yeah, okay. I do feel like both players could use more non-governor draw. Like, I think I would rather have. I mean, the deck is going to have a tough time ever getting to the point where it's like reliable, but I think I would rather have a deck that can draw itself without governor and then have fewer governors in it than have a deck with more governors, but where you'd have to use some of them for draw. I mean, granted, like the ability of the deck to draw itself is like without the governors is going to be like shaky regardless, but still. Okay, so Personman does pick up another torture, but Personman doesn't have so many mountain villages, so it was if anything more so Count Mosula, who I thought could have taken another Smithy-ish card over the last governor. Like, just right here, if you're going to draw anyway, like, well, I guess they did find the silver this way. That is nice. Man, they really just going heavy for the governors. Is Personman thinking about something other than trash copper? I guess you could trash a catacombs. Yeah. Like, getting the mountain village is nice. Getting the gold, not so much. The putting the catacombs in the trash means somebody could scrounge it back, which is funny. Governor remodel, copper to estate, or too greedy. Well, so the fact that the hovel is in hand, like, makes it a little bit better. But mostly what you're doing at that point is you're saying I want the aqueduct points, and I don't think there's enough aqueduct points right now. Like, there's gonna be more aqueduct points later. I don't think 4 is enough to justify that. So I would not do that. I would rather, if honestly, I would rather probably trash Hovel into silver, because then the silver is another card that you can turn into a 5. Oh, they're doing it. I don't know. Like, that estate is still, it's still a bad card in your deck. 4 points. I mean, 4 points in a vacuum is definitely valuable here. Like, because the gains are limited, right? Governor games, it can be without plus buy. It's hard to get duchies, but you just have to expect that there's going to be a bunch more gold gained, if not gold and silver, and 4 aqueduct points is not going to compare that favorably to what you could potentially get later. Now, if you think Personman's going to grab the first province, maybe, which is reasonable because Personman does have the couple of golds, maybe you say, well, I'm not going to have a better opportunity to snag some aqueduct points, and then there's going to be a big stack later that Personman's going to grab. That's a possibility, but I don't know how true that actually is. Because you're probably going to get an opportunity to do something similar later. 4-person man is ready to take province. Person man is undefended. It should be noted. This could be a great opportunity for Count Mosula to do some more governor trashing after forcing Person Man to discard. Although actually Person Man might take a curse for that reason and then just plan to trash it to governor, if on the assumption that Count Mosula is going to use governor trash. Pretty interesting mind game stuff. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And now, yeah, like, Count Mosula has to do it in this order because they don't have the actions not to. Wait, they trashed a copper? Why? You have another guardian down there. Trash the silver. What? Oh, you don't have another guardian down there. Well, they've been playing with one guardian the whole time. I didn't even realize. Well, I still think you should trash the silver. Are they just gonna go province here? No. Okay, then I really don't understand not trashing the silver. I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know if they're worried about, like, oh, now Person Man has multiple torturers, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess if you'd rather have a guardian than a 5, then trashing a copper is better than buying the guardian. So I guess that could be correct. I just feel like it's unlikely that Person Man was going to double torture anyway. That didn't need to be the priority. Yeah, so I feel like Count Mosula is winning this game mostly on the strength of Personman having bequeathed silvers upon them that they could then turn into fives. And like obviously trashing the coppers that Personman has been able to do has value. But I don't think that value surpasses the value of gaining those fives. Like you have no plus buy, you have these 3 golds. Unless you're gonna buy a province, that's more than you need. Or trash into a province. I mean, I do kind of get it because, yeah, Guardian of Mountain Village is definitely an option. I mean, I do kind of get it because you feel like, oh, I don't want to. The classic governor thing is, and you want the governors in my deck. I have this governor. I guess I'm going to play it. I don't want to draw my opponent a card. I don't want to let them trash a card. So I guess I'll gain a gold. But on this board in particular, I think that does not work out so well. All right, so Personman does take a province. And they were able to trash the hovel, so, there's some sense to that for sure. All right, this is going to be tasty aqueduct turn. Yeah, basically. I think you just trash both of these golds now. Or do you gain one more? Probably gain one more. Just like get as many aqueduct points as you can. Oh. That I don't understand at all. What? I mean, you. What? Oh. So, okay, so instead of getting 2 aqueduct points, we got a mountain village? Uh. In effect, we turned a copper into a mountain village. That also means we don't have the gold in the deck to turn into a province going forward. I don't think I like that. I don't know. Maybe I mean it's possible that like you need the villages, but now that both players are starting to draw more with governors, what are the odds that you end up needing that village? I don't know. I do at least see the argument. And there's definitely a case to be made that like 2 more aqueduct points isn't really going to make or break anything. I mean, there's only 6 of them left. If Personman gets them all, then they've split them, which is, fine. So winning the split, definitely has its merits, but Personman's pretty unlikely to be able to get all of those aqueduct points this turn anyway. Well, I mean, now they definitely won't, but like going into this turn, they wouldn't have been likely to. Does Personman only have the 1 mountain village? I think they might. All right, 4 provinces left. So you can get 2 provinces, gain 2 more golds, draw. Yeah, this should be a win. I mean, you don't do it in that order, but yeah. That's a win. Easy win. Oh, is it exact? Yeah, I guess it is. I think I miscounted the golds by 1. But it's there. Well, you can, I guess, as a consequence, you can see why I was worried about not having the extra gold in the deck. Okay. So Count Mosula is on match point here. But so far, nobody's broken serve. This is not only if you win or tie is this the last one. Okay. Well, it's approximately 50% of the possibility space. Like, what? Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm assuming what they meant was something more along the lines of we don't just keep, like we're on game 6. We don't just keep like going, but or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's like pretty ridiculous. Anyway, all right, let's look at the kingdom. So trashing's pretty limited. Ferryman comes with sacrifice. Okay, well that's not. I mean, sacrifice isn't the most amazing trasher, but it's definitely less awkward than necromancer and stonemason. So I do want to get a ferryman sooner rather than later. Another Devil's Workshop open from Personman. It worked out very well for them last time. Let's see what happens this time. Oasis. What? Why? I mean, I guess you might eventually want an Oasis for like Horn uniques, maybe, but I don't know if I've seen. Oh, Scepter only replays action. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't even know if I've seen the Horn of Plenty Scepter interaction. Well, that's because there isn't one. All right, too bad. I would think you want. You just go ahead and take Workers' Village because you want to get some Rangers. But yeah, Necromancer, I can also see the argument for that. Straight for Ranger, okay. You're gonna do that. Do you just take the second Ranger? No? Okay. Maybe take it now. Meanwhile, I don't know. I would have wanted to hit 5 to get that ferryman. I can start trashing. Wobble should be fine. I would pick one up. Guides tokens are good. I guess you could also guide this hand. No. Bauble, Workers Village, second ranger yet. If Personman is considering discarding the ranger, make sure they can hit 5. And they could also then use Necromancer to trash. I would want to have the token oriented, though. Oriented in the other orientation, flipped over, in other words. I think I would just Necrospy, discard a copper, Necrospy. Oh, okay, I guess that's the other way to do it. Oh, but they're not even taking Ferryman. Okay. Why Scepter? I guess the idea is you replay Ranger? I don't know. Okay, Count Mosula does get the Ferryman and an Imp. Pretty nice. Surely now we'll see a Ferryman. Scepter the token back over. Yeah. Gotta be Ferryman, right? Nope. I don't know. I don't think I'm excited enough about that stuff not to take the Ferryman there. Stonemason can trash, but it's sure a lot worse at it, especially with estates. This is a pretty garbage hand for Personman. Doesn't have a guide token yet. Second Oasis. Blech. I think I'm ready for a Horn of Plenty as Count Mosula. Sacrifice a state. Take Horn Workers Village. But they're going to go Copper, probably for Stonemason then. But why do you want 3 Rangers? Or do they have a... No, they have 3 Rangers. Yeah, I'm a bit confused by that. We're just going to trash this Stonemason? Yep. Okay. Guess, I don't know, Personman just doesn't believe in the trashing or something. You're gonna draw with this Scepter. What's even down there? Probably just a bunch of junk. So maybe it's correct to draw. Yeah. Definitely just a bunch of junk. I think so. I want like coin favor ferryman horn. Although I guess now that they're going to be getting another imp, they might want another workers village. Maybe you go coin. No wait, favor top deck workers village horn. And then you can top deck imp workers village, which actually seems really nice, especially when your ranger token is in the wrong orientation. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I mean, I guess you could delay the horn for a turn, but I would really like the horn. Well, they do go coin favor. Surprising. Yeah, the timing on this is surprising to me. I think the top deck would have been really strong there, and now this turn is garbage. Guide it. That's true. That's true. But you're going to discard the bauble, and there's no guarantee that you have a good turn after you discard it anyway. Discarding the bauble mostly matters because like you could have set up a good turn and then not have to spend the token so that you have it for a future turn where maybe you can't set up a good turn, but workers village ranger, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, this turn is by no means guaranteed to be any good. You just necromancer trash this oasis. I think I would. I guess at the very least you have like ranger into scepter ranger. Though I mean, if you draw actions with the scepter ranger, that's still not great. So yes, get it out of here. Yeah, the problem is now you do have like a lot of good cards down there. I don't know that I want to scepter the ranger. Double sack? Yeah. That could be good. Yeah, I still think the previous turn, setting this turn up would have been better. But at least they've got the sacrifice in their deck now. Yeah, the other thing about playing the Scepter as Ranger is then you, again, don't have the Ranger token in the right orientation. Oh. That wasn't actually such a bad draw, but I'm worried about the next turn now, again. And you don't have Guide token, you don't have Bauble top decking coming in. One of those 5 cards is the Horn. There is at least one, if not 2 Workers' Villages in there, and a Ranger that won't do anything. I think that should just be double Workers' Village. Like, I don't think... Taking another Ranger right now does not look very good given the orientation of the token, right? You're going to play one... You have 2 Rangers in your deck, and you play one to flip the token down, another one to flip it back. Yeah, okay. So, is Stonemason plus Bauble better than nothing? I'm not actually sure that it is. That because they had 8 coins, they could have just bought Double Workers Village. I feel like that might have just been better. Stonemason seems like a plus with Necro. Yeah, well, I mean, you do have to collide them, which right now does not seem trivial for Personman's deck. All right, meanwhile, Count Mosula's deck is looking pretty controlled. You can get the Ranger token back into the right position, sacrifice an estate, or a copper if that's relevant. Top deck like a worker's village. Yeah, top deck worker's village by Horn looks pretty good to me. I guess they don't actually get to trash a copper in that case. Okay. I guess they're not top decking a worker's village and buying a Horn then. Maybe they just go Horn Oasis or something. I don't know. I think I would have just not played the Stonemason. The other thing they could have done if they hadn't trashed a copper is picked up a Necromancer to do the zombie apprentice stuff. Yeah, this looks potentially very rough for Personman. I mean, they could sacrifice the Oasis, I guess. They could also discard sacrifice. Like, either way, you're not making any progress on thinning, which is unfortunate. I guess the other thing they could do is just say this is the end of the turn. And like discard Oasis, sacrifice copper, play Ranger, top deck Workers Village. Although, how many coins would they have at that point? Just 3? So I guess they wouldn't be able to top deck a Workers Village unless they use the Horn for it. Which I guess is fine, but also kind of sad. Yep, stopping now. I guess the other thing you could do is just do favor top deck and buy nothing. Then you top deck the Workers Village and not top decking. Or buying a Workers Village. Man, I really feel like the top decking is being underutilized here. Looks winning. Yeah, I guess that might have been the reason that Personman didn't want to take the workers' village, is because they were afraid of the pileout, which with stonemason certainly makes sense. I guess you can also stonemason horn to gain the other 2 rangers. And then you just need 8 coins, which they do have. Yep. Yep. That should do it. Yeah, I will admit I wasn't really paying attention to the pilout, as I was more focused on my surprise with the builds. But yeah, stonemason do be like that. Well, in the end, Count Muslim was correct. That was the last game. Congratulations to them on taking the play-in and promoting to B for season 65. Personman will return to C, but has been in B before, so you know they may make their appearance back in B yet in the near future. Yeah, that was this is a very close match. Came down to the wire, and some close games throughout. Finally had somebody break serve right at the end. But yeah, well played to both players, and thank you everyone for watching. Until next time.